Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your raw results from January 30th, 2020. Got birthdays. January 12th, Luna Vachon. She was born 1962. January 13th birthday is Shad Gaspard, 1981. Yujiro Takahashi, 1981. Mason Ryan, 1982. That closes out birthdays. Kendo Nagasaki, a.k.a. Kazuo Sakurada, has passed away at the age of 71 after his pacemaker stopped, which led to a cardiac issue. According to reports from Japan, courtesy of PW Insider, debuting in 1971, Sakurada wrestled until 2001, best known for his samurai warrior gimmick in the 1980s and 90s, using a kendo stick, wearing face paint, and at times utilizing Asian mist on his opponents. Beginning in Japan, Sakurada made his way to the United States, Puerto Rico, and Canada, working in numerous territories, including World Wrestling Council, Stampede Wrestling, and Florida Championship Wrestling, winning the NWA Florida Heavyweight Championship. He then returned to Japan in 1990 to finish out his pro wrestling years there. During his time in Stampede Wrestling, Sakurada was considered a trusted man of Stu Hart and even had a hand in training WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart. In a 2015 interview with WWE, Bret mentioned Sakurada is one of his trainers. My dad taught Keith, Smith, and Bruce when they started. We had other wrestlers train us. Hart said, I learned some little things from my dad, some amateur wrestling and submission wrestling, but I trained in pro wrestling by two Japanese wrestlers, Tokyo Joe and Kazuo Sakurada, who worked for my father. WWE star Scott Dawson of the popular tag team Revival took to Twitter and wrote, guys, it's time to go away for a while until we get everything figured out. See you soon. This will lead to further speculation that the Revival will not be resigning with WWE once their contracts conclude later this year. Reports were that WWE were offering big money to the former two-time NXT Tag Team Champions to stay, though the position on the roster seems to vary from top guys to a comedy act. Besides the NXT tag titles, Dawson and Wilder have held gold on the Raw and SmackDown brands. Triple A's La Parka passed away at the age of 56 years old. Lucha Libre star suffered an injury performing a dive back in November in a bout against La Park, LA Park, the real La Parka from WCW, Rush, and Murder Clown at Chaos Lucha Libre 64th anniversary event. I never fully recovered. Lucha Blog hailed Parka as one of the bigger recent stars in Mexican wrestling and the symbol for AAA. He is not the same man. AAA issued the following press release regarding Parka's passing. CDMX, January 11th, 2020. Lucha Libre, AAA Worldwide is in mourning. Today, January 11th, 2020, in his native home, Hermosillo, Sonora, Jesus Alfonso Escoboza Huerta La Parka passed away, surrounded by his family and loved ones. On the night of January 10th, he came down with renal failure, and it was necessary to put him back in assisted breathing. On January 11th, his lungs and kidneys completely failed. Originating from Hermosillo, Sonora, Jesus Alfonso Escoboza Huerta traversed through Mexico and the world under the mask of La Parka with the AAA group for more than 20 years, reaching a level of an idol, that of a global wrestling legend. In his possession is a Copa Triple Mania, the Copa Antonio Pena, the mask of Cybernetico, Gigante Draco, Halcon Dorado Jr., and Muerte Cybernetico, as well as the top winner of the Rey de Reyes tournament. WWE superstars John Cena, Seth Rollins, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch were all on site at the red carpet premiere for the new Robert Downey Jr. adventure movie Doolittle, which releases in theaters this week. Check out photos at this link. Matt Hardy's WWE contract is reportedly set to expire on March 1st, and he is expected to leave the company. Over the past few months, Hardy has put out videos for a free-to-delete series on his YouTube channel. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Hardy presented an idea to have the series reintroduce the broken character in WWE, but they passed on the idea. Over in AEW, the Dark Order storyline is now teasing a mysterious leader or exalted one. Earlier this month, Dark Order released a video of Evil Uno entering the leader's office and saying, "It is done." And it can be found in that link. In Hardy's latest free-to-delete, he seemingly referenced leaving WWE in March. I guess that was shortly before WrestleMania. And thanks to the source Wrestling Observer newsletter, Impact star Tessa Blanchard was called out on social media by several wrestlers who said that she has bullied them in the past. NWA World Champion Allison Kay was the first one to claim that in 2017. Tessa spat in Black Rose's face and called her the N-word in Japan. Later on, La Rose claimed that it did happen in 2017. AEW star Big Swole now has taken to Twitter to say that it's her turn to tell the stories. She wrote, "So, since we're telling stories, Big Swole's turn. I won't speak on all the other stories, but the one about La Rosa, I know personally. This past year at WrestleCade, I spoke to her about this and about hashing it out with Tessa. I've spoken to Tessa as well. After talking with La Rosa and I decided it needed to be dealt with. A conversation needed to happen because this was getting intense over the years. As a black woman, this sickened me that this happened to a friend of mine. We have been dealing with this since it happened. It's just now finding light on the social media. People are entitled to deal with this how they want. I just want the world to know that the last part of the story." Impact star Kara Hogan also took to Twitter to comment about the claims of bullying and racism. Hogan tweeted, "I'm not speaking on any certain situation. I'm not speaking on any singular person. Us as people need to learn and grow. Everyone needs to evolve. Just some words of wisdom is all. Just some advice. Heck, I'm talking to myself too." Hogan, before she replied to a tweet from Diamante, she wrote, "I'm saying, though, we are all adults and we all make mistakes. It's our job as humans to learn, grow up, and evolve." Tessa Blanchard had denied ever spitting in Black Rose's face and calling her the N-word. She had replied to Katie's tweet, "Not true. That's my statement, and the most attention I'll give it because of how actually ridiculous it is." NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley suffered a broken nose at NXT's house show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The champion retained her belt in a bout against Shayna Baszler. Ripley tweeted after the show, "What a bloody night. Broken shirt, busted nose. Cheers. Hashtag NXT Pittsburgh. Hashtag The Nightmare. Hashtag NXT Women's Champion." Alex Shelley also made his debut for the company at the show. Shelley teamed with Kushida to defeat the Forgotten Sons. NBC has announced a straight-to-series order for Young Rock, a single-camera comedy chronicling the early days of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. As he grows up in a global phenomenon he is today, the People's Champion collaborated with Fresh Off the Boat showrunner Nagasaki Khan in creating the series, which is being produced by Universal Television and Johnson 7 Bucks production. He will also be featured in every single episode playing himself. The Rock will also be returning to host the second season of NBC's Titan Games, a reality series that premiered last year. I myself only seen a few episodes of that, and then I didn't see it anymore because it was not on. That was courtesy of Deadline. NXT UK takeover Blackpool 2 results from January 12th, 2020. Impress Ballroom, Blackpool, England. Pre-show link can be found in this link. First match, Trent Seven versus Eddie Dennis at WWE. Also at this link, the Dasher Elite at Eddie Dennis 1986 just went to a whole new level against Trent Seven at hashtag NXT UK Takeover. Seven avoids a haluva kick. Seven with a one-arm powerbomb for a 2 count. Seven unloads 2 knife-edge chops. Seven then drops Dennis with a DDT. Seven with a running open hand chop. Seven then goes for a superplex, but Dennis blocks it. Dennis hits the Seven bridge. Dennis is putting the boots to Seven. Dennis with a big haymaker. Dennis flips Seven back first into the turnbuckles. Dennis then applied cravat. Dennis drives his knees into the midsection of Seven. Dennis scores the elbow knockdown for a 2 count. Dennis repeatedly stomps on Seven's back. Dennis transitions into a ground and pound attack for a 2 count. Dennis with a vertical suplex for a 2 count. Dennis then has complete control of the match. But Seven starts lighting up Dennis' chest. Seven goes for the spike DDT, but Dennis blocks it. Seven ducks a clothesline from Dennis. Seven with a snapdragon suplex. Seven lands a suicide dive. Seven hits a spike DDT on the floor. Seven runs Dennis back into the ring. Seven goes for a swanton bomb. But Dennis ducks out of the way. Dennis kicks the left wrist of Seven. Seven with a spinning back fist. Dennis responds with a spinning Uranagi slam for a 2 count. Dennis goes for another. Another Seven's bridge, but Seven lands on his back on his feet. Dennis drops Seven with a discus forearm smash. Seven responds with a modified emerald Flosion for a 2 count. Dennis then negates the burning hammer. Dennis with a big forearm smash. Dennis is trying to remove the top turnbuckle pad. Dennis eats a forearm from Seven. The turnbuckle pad eventually falls off. Seven delivers a superplex for a 2 count. Dennis avoids the 7-star lariat. Dennis sidesteps Seven into an exposed steel from the turnbuckle. Of course, you got the ring. The referee admonishes Dennis. Dennis connects with the Seven bridge over the top rope for a 2 count. Dennis plants Seven with the neck bomb driver to pick up the win. Second match, Kaylee Ray as champion versus Toni Storm versus Piper Niven and a triple threat match for the UK Women's Championship. At WWE says the hashtag NXT UK, hashtag Women's Championship encounter between at Kaylee Ray at Viper Piper Niven and at Toni Storm _ is off to a hot start at hashtag NXT UK Takeover. Storm attacks Ray before the bell rings. Storm is incensed. Niven goes for the body slam, but Storm lands back on his feet. Ray kicks Storm in the gut. Ray throws Storm into the steel guardrail. Niven lands the suicide dive. Niven follows that with 2 running cannonball strikes. Niven rolls Storm back in the ring. Ray dumps Niven first on the apron. Storm with a double leg takedown. Storm transitions into the ground and pound attack. Niven hits a back senton splash for a 2 count. Ray rakes the eyes of Niven. Ray slaps Niven in the chest. Ray poses for the crowd. Storm continues to attack Ray from behind. Storm with a forearm smash to Niven. Storm goes for Storm Zero, but Niven channels with a running crossbody block. Ray super kicks Niven. Ray is choking Storm with her boot. Standing switch exchange. Storm with a release German suplex. Ray responds with a hook kick. Ray nails Storm with a tornado DDT for a 2 count. Ray kicks Niven in the face. Ray goes back to choking Storm in the corner. Niven with heavy body shots. Ray punches Niven in the back. Niven negates the gory bomb. Ray shoves Niven into Storm. Storm applies a waist lock. Niven decks Storm with a back elbow smash. Ray super kicks Niven. Storm follows that with a release German suplex. Niven with a back driver for a 2 count. Forearm exchange. Ray kicks Storm in the gut. Ray repeatedly stomps on Storm's chest. Ray attacks Niven and Storm with a steel chair. Ray wraps the chair around Storm's neck. Niven drops Ray with a pounce. Storm grabs the chair. Niven begs Storm to hit her. Storm drops the chairs. Storm with a big boot. Niven throws Ray back in the ring. Storm lands a suicide dive. Niven with a flying cannonball strike off the apron. Ray follows that with a massive cannonball senton. Storm headbutts Ray. Storm with a forearm smash. Storm goes off goes for a superplex, but Niven gets in the way. Niven with a sit-out power bomb. Rhea breaks the cover with a swanton bomb. Niven power bombs Rhea. Niven connects with a Mr. Nuku Jobber for a 2 count. Niven drags Rhea back into the center of the ring. Niven goes for another Mr. Nuku Jobber, but Rhea lands back on her feet. Rhea hits it with his feet for a 2 count. Rhea wipes out Storm with a suicide dive. Niven drills Rhea with a Canadian Destroyer. Storm kicks Rhea in the face. Storm follows that with Storm 0 for a 2 count. Storm is raining down haymakers. Storm delivers another Storm 0 on top of Niven. Storm hits a pedigree for a 2 count. Storm lands a frog splash. Rhea super kicks Storm. Rhea goes on to steal the victory. Winner and still NXT UK Women's Champion Kaylee Ray by pinfall. Third match, Tyler Bate versus Jordan Devlin. At WWE, at this link, the thrilling clash between a Tyler _Bate and a Jordan _Devlin won. At hashtag NXT TakeOver is unquestionably one for the ages. Hashtag NXT UK. Collar and elbow tie-up. Devlin backs Bate into turnbuckles. The referee calls for the clean break. Devlin with a short headbutt. Devlin applies wrist lock. Bate goes for the monkey flip, but Devlin maintains wrist control. Ray reverses the hold. Devlin kicks Bate in the gut. Devlin goes for the double inside, but Bate counters with a side headlock. Devlin grapples around Bate. Devlin denies bop and bang. Devlin applies a side headlock. Bate drops down on the canvas. Bate leapfrogs over Devlin. Bate with a monkey flip. Bate follows that with a back body drop. Bate hits a military press slam. Bate drop kicks Devlin over the top rope. Devlin responds with a Uranagi slam. Devlin with an Arabian moonsault for a 2 count. Devlin transition into the ground and pound attack. Devlin with a running knee, left for a 2 count. Devlin with a belly to back suplex for a 2 count. Devlin puts his leg on the back of Bate's neck. Devlin hits a butterfly suplex. Devlin mocks Bate. Devlin stomps on Bate's chest. Devlin repeatedly kicks Bate in the face. Devlin talks smack to Bate. Bate sends Devlin crashing to the outside. Bate lands the big, strong boy splash. Bate rolls Devlin back in the ring. Bate goes for a flying crossbody block, but Devlin counters with a leaping gut buster for a 2 count. Devlin with a forearm shot across the back of Bate. Devlin abuses the referee's 5 count. Devlin locks in a Romero special. Devlin attacks the midsection of Bate. Bate rolls Devlin over for a 2 count. Devlin ducks 2 clotheslines from Bate. Both men are knocked down after a double crossbody block. Bate with a high knee lift. Bate follows that with a flying spinning uppercut. Devlin goes for a leaping back elbow smash. But Bate counters with a back drop driver. Bate kicks Devlin in the face. Bate with a standing shooter star press for a 2 count. Devlin sidesteps Bate into turnbuckles. Bate delivers an airplane spin. Bate drills Devlin with a brain buster for a 2 count. Bate goes for a collar driver 97. But Devlin counters that with a hurricanrana for a 2 count. Roll up exchange. Devlin with a release German suplex for a 2 count. Bate launches Devlin over the top rope. Devlin drops Bate with a slingshot cutter. Devlin follows that with a slingshot cutter on the ring apron. Devlin with a step up and security. Bate gets back in the ring at the count of 9. Devlin with a Kawada kick. Devlin punches Bate in the back. Forearm exchange. Devlin with a right jab. Bate responds with a rolling capo kick. Devlin headbutts Bate. Devlin goes for a back body drop, but Bate lands back on his feet. Bate goes for a rebound lariat, but Devlin counters with a standing Spanish fly. Devlin with a charring headbutt. Devlin drags Bate to the corner. Bate has Devlin perched up on the top turnbuckle. Devlin with an avalanche splash, Spanish fly. Devlin hits the Devil inside for a 2 count. Devlin repeatedly stomps on the back of Bate's head. Devlin nails Bate with a bop and bang. Devlin goes for Tyler Driver number 97. But Bate lands back on his feet. Bate then headbutts Devlin. Bate with a springboard tornado DDT. Bate connects with a Tyler Driver number 97 again for a 2 count. Bate lands a twisting corkscrew splash, picking up the win. Tyler Bate by pinfall. Fourth match, Gallus as champion versus the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Imperium. Tag team of Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel versus Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews, formerly of TNA, of Impact Wrestling, Andrews, in a fatal 4-way ladder match for the WWE NXT UK Tag Team Championship. At WWE, at this link, kendo sticks, ladders, tables, chairs. It's all here in this wild hashtag ladder match for the hashtag NXT UK, hashtag tag team titles at NXT UK Takeover. Hashtag. Standoff after the bell rings. Gallus goes for the after Imperium. Wolfgang dumps Aichner out of the ring. Webster with a clubbing shoulder block. Andrews is lighting up Drake's chest. Andrews and Webster with a double drop kick. Gibson applies a side headlock. Gibson drop kicks the left knee of Webster. Drake drop kicks Andrews off the ring apron. Wolfgang with a running back senton splash. Barthel pulls Wolfgang off the ring apron. Coffee with a back body drop. Coffee with a clubbing blow to Barthel's back. Aichner hits a spine buster. Barthel follows that with a PK. Fun kick. Webster with a flying hurricanrana. Andrews with a tilt world head scissors takeover. Double moonsault. Webster drop kicks Barthel off the apron. Grizzled Young Veterans delivers multiple chair shots. After all, it's no DQ and a fatal 4-way. If you didn't know. Wolfgang spears Gibson. Coffee with a full Nelson slam. Coffee gets Drake tied up in a tree of woe. Imperium pulls Gallus out of the ring. Imperium with a stereo corner drop kick. Stereo somersault. Planches from Andrews and Webster. Andrews and Webster set up a ladder in the center of the ring. Barthel dumps Webster out of the ring. Gallus knocks Imperium off the ladder. Wolfgang backs Barthel into the turnbuckles. Barthel throws the ladder at Wolfgang. Barthel with a right hand. Webster decks Barthel with a back elbow smash. Webster hits a quabrata off the ladder. Aichner with a running elbow smash. Barthel drop kicks the ladder into the midsection of Webster. Aichner catapults Webster face first across the wedge ladder in the corner. Andrews with a double Pele kick. Grizzled Young Veterans drop Andrews back first into turnbuckles. Drake with a corner drop kick. Gibson is throwing haymakers at Andrews. Coffee chokesams Gibson on the ladder. Wolfgang slingshots Jake into a Samoan drop from Coffee. Gallus and Imperium are brawling on the outside of the ring. Wolfgang sends Aichner shoulder first into steel ring steps. Wolfgang goes for the power sound, but Webster counters with a spinning DDT. Coffee with an inside out lariat. Andrews responds with a shooting star press off the ladder. Andrews and Webster shove Barthel off the ladder. Barthel with 2 palm strikes. Barthel with a backdrop driver on the ladder. Aichner follows up with a double springboard moonsault. Gibson nails Aichner with a double thrust. Drake brings a massive ladder into the ring, a lot taller. Barthel with 2 headbutts. Pier 6 ball ensues between the 3 ladders. Coffee and Aichner tumble to the floor. Andrews a big Beal throw. Grizzled Young Veterans sends Webster crashing to the outside. There's 5 ladders in the ring now. Gibson hits the ticket to ride. Drake lands the 450 splash off the ladder. Aichner drives his knee into the midsection of Gibson. Imperium connects with a European bomb. Gallus clears the field. Wolfgang sends Coffee crashing into the Imperium. Gallus with a step up in security. Running power sound combination on the ramp. Andrews and Webster drops Gallus with stereo stun dog millionaires. Prime opportunity for Andrews and Webster to retrieve those tag titles. Gallus brings the 2 tables from the apron to the ringside barricade. Gallus goes for a double power slam, but Andrews and Webster lands back on their feet. Stereo headbutts. Andrews and Webster with a double swanton bomb off the ladder through the table on the floor. Gibson drives the ladder into Andrews' back. Grizzled Young Veterans dump Webster over the top rope. Gibson with a forearm shivers. Andrews with Grizzled Young Veterans with a kendo stick. Barthel stops Andrews in his tracks. Aichner drills Andrews with a brain buster. Barthel had his hand on the titles when he climbed up to the top of the ladder. Coffee attacked Barthel from behind. Coffee goes for the German suplex, but Aichner gets in the way. Imperium goes for the European bomb, but Coffee lands back on his feet. Wolfgang spears Aichner through the table. Coffee sends Barthel crashing into the cavalry on the outside. Coffee unhooks the titles the title belts to pick up the win. Still, WWE NXT UK Tag Team Champions, Dallas, by pinfall. At NXT UK says, look who's here. At Ridge WWE, hashtag NXT UK, at this link. Fifth match, Walter, a champion, versus Joe Kofi. Kofi for the WWE UK, United Kingdom Championship. He's got double duty tonight. At WWE, at this link, at Besiege Bar _ Czar, look to help out at Joe _ Kofi against Walter, at Walter AUT, at hashtag NXT Takeover, NXT UK Takeover, but it did not go as planned. It's a physically intense encounter for the hashtag WWE UK Championship, hashtag NXT UK, collar and elbow tie-up. Kofi backs Walter into ropes. The referee calls for a clean break. Kofi slaps Walter in the face. Walter with a forearm smash. Walter applies a sleeper hold. Kofi breaks free with a backdrop driver. Kofi with a running boot. Kofi follows that with a torpedo strike off the ring apron. Kofi delivers heavy body shots. Walter uppercuts Kofi. Walter resets the referee's 10 count. Kofi whips Walter into the steel barricade. Walter launches Kofi over the barricade. Kofi with a leaping crossbody block. Kofi rolls Walter back in the ring. Kofi tells Walter to bring it. Kofi drives his knee. It's Walter's back. Kofi is mauling Walter in the corner. Kofi with a modified suplex for a 2 count. Kofi with a running up European uppercut. Kofi with a straight right hand. Kofi nails Walter with a tornado DDT for a 2 count. Kofi goes for the vertical suplex, but Walter blocks it. Forearm exchange. Kofi with a stalling suplex for a 2 count. Kofi with a forearm shot across the back of Walter. Kofi blasts Walter with a knife edge chop. Walter is pissed. Knife edge chop exchange. Walter is lighting up Kofi's chest again. Walter kicks Kofi in the back. Walter with a running boot. Kofi regroups on the outside. Kofi with a rapid fire chops. Walter body slams Kofi. Walter with a running leg drop for a 2 count. Walter applies the SGF. Kofi puts his foot on the bottom rope to force a break. Second forearm exchange. Walter slaps Kofi in the chest. Walter cranks the neck of Kofi. Walter with a clubbing blow to Kofi's chest. Kofi with a southpaw shiver. Kofi goes for a missile drop kick, but Walter counters with Boston Crab. Walter transitions it into the reverse crawlette. Kofi reaches the bottom rope to create separation. Walter with an arm wringer. Walter unloads with 2 blistering chops. Short arm clothesline exchange. Kofi runs into Walter. Kofi ducks a clothesline from Walter. Kofi blocks a boot from Walter. Walter with a vertical suplex for a 2 count. Walter applies a rear chin lock. Kofi gets back to a vertical base. Kofi drives Walter back first into the canvas. Walter fights out of the electric chair position. Kofi with a bridging German suplex for a 2 count. Kofi decks Walter with a back elbow smash. Kofi drops Walter with a moonsault press for a 2 count. Kofi awards a big boot. Kofi closes down Walter. Walter responds with a knife edge chop. Walter powerbombs Kofi for a 2 count. Walter goes back to the sleeper hold. Kofi delivers a glass call send-off. Walter inadvertently drop kicks the referee. Kofi with forearm shiver. Kofi powerbombs Walter. The referee is still laid out on the floor. Alexander Wolf nails Kofi with a pump kick. Wolf starts balling with Age Dragunov. Dragunov with a jumping knee strike. Dragunov plays for the crowd. Dragunov delivers a torpedo Moscow that sends Wolf crashing into Kofi. Walter clotheslines Dragunov. Kofi is favoring his left knee. Walter drops Kofi with a big boot. Walter throws Kofi into the steel ring steps. Walter powerbombs Kofi into the ring apron. Walter rolls Kofi back in the ring. Another official slides in the ring. Walter with a massive lariat for a 2 count. Dragunov brings Wolf back to the backstage area. Kofi has Walter perched on the top turnbuckle. Kofi with a high knee strike. Walter enters with 2 open hand chops. Kofi uppercuts Walter. Kofi with an avalanche overhead suplex. Kofi and Walter are trading back and forth shots. Kofi with a rapid fire body shot in the corner. Walter kicks the injured knee of Kofi. Walter takes out the legs of Kofi. Walter lands a flying smash for a 2 count. Walter goes for the power bomb, but Copy lands back on his feet. Copy connects with it to all the best for the bells for a 2 count. Walter applies a sleeper hold. Walter drops Copy with a sleeper suplex. Walter power bombs Copy. Walter chops the back of Copy's neck. Walter power bombs Copy. Walter makes Copy tap out to the Garigia clutch. After the match, Walter is celebrating with Imperium. Undisputed Era attacks Imperium from behind. Riding a fist connects with the total elimination. Adam Cole delivers the last shot to close the show. Winner still UK champion Walter by submission. At WWE, at this link, hashtag NXT UK Takeover just became undisputed. Involvement from Undisputed Era just shocked everybody by taking out hashtag Imperium and hashtag NXT UK ring. WWE take the following matches from Lexington, Kentucky for this week's main event episode. Shelton Benjamin defeated Akira Tozawa. Cedric Alexander defeated Eric Young. And the Raw results live from the Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. As Pyro goes off in the arena. Vic Joseph welcomes us to the show. He chimed in with Hall of Famer Jerry King Lawler. There's only 2 guys on commentary this week. And my buddy on Facebook, Kelly, is from that area. I don't know if he was at the arena or he would give me some results himself. Randy Orton versus AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre was your first match. But we go right to the ring. Out first comes Randy Orton as he announces the lineup. Orton says he was asked to come out and excitedly welcome everyone to Raw, but excitedly isn't his style. So he would like to invite a special WWE superstar to the ring right now. Orton tells AJ Styles to get his butt out here. Orton says while AJ is out here, he will show everyone why he is the #1 favorite for the Royal Rumble match and might as well hit AJ with the 3 most famous letters in WWE, the RKO. Music interrupts and out comes AJ by himself. They have words and AJ says he's the Rumble favorite, not Orton. AJ brags about last week's RKO and goes on about how people were saying it was the best RKO ever. It was phenomenal. AJ says maybe all he needs is that RKO to throw 29 other men out of the Rumble, including Orton. WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, and the music interrupts and out comes Drew McIntyre as he makes his way out. Drew says that also includes him. He had some issues with his recent opponents, but he's looking for bigger and better now. And he's looking at AJ and Orton have a RKO measuring contest. Drew says his Claymore is bigger. Orton drops the mic and watches from the corner. Drew says he also knows who's winning the Rumble, and he wants to prove it tonight. He tells Kentucky that they have two options. Watch us talk all night, or the 3 of us can shut up and have a triple threat right now. Drew hits the ring, and the referee enters. It looks like the singles match between Orton and AJ is no more. Triple threat, of course, there's no rules. The bell rings and Drew drops AJ, but Orton nails Drew with a cheap shot. AJ tries to springboard in at Orton, but Orton knocks him off the top. Drew was sent to the floor. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson come from under the ring, or the crowd out of nowhere. Gallows checks on AJ at ringside as Anderson enters the ring, but takes an RKO from Orton. Drew runs over and levels Gallows with a Claymore kick. We got a commercial. Back from the break, AJ is up top, but Drew rocks him. Drew climbs up for a superplex, but AJ catches him. AJ strikes to knock Drew upside down. Hanging in the corner, Orton comes over and unloads on both of them. AJ is still up top while Drew is still upside down. Orton climbs up for a superplex on AJ as the fans cheer him on. Drew jumps up and brings both opponents to the mat as they land hard with a modified German suplex. Drew gets up first, and his fans chant, "This is awesome." Now they all trade shots in the middle of the ring now. AJ with a kick to Drew's head. Orton levels AJ with a clothesline. Drew drops Orton with a Glasgow kiss headbutt, then delivers one to AJ. Drew with a future shot DDT to AJ. Drew kicks up, gets a pop from the crowd. Drew charges with a Claymore kick, but Orton drop kicks him to the floor. Drew pulls Orton out of the ring and sends him into the barrier. Then the apron. Drew rams Orton back in the barrier again. AJ flies over the top with a forearm to Drew. Orton slams Drew on the barrier. Then AJ rams Drew into ring post. Fans cheer Orton on as he grabs half of the steel ring steps and then rams them into Drew's face to put him back down. Straight to the head. Didn't get much of his hands up to block it. AJ returns to the ring while Drew is down on the outside. Orton is recovering, but on his feet on the floor. AJ tells Orton to bring it. Orton in his ring, but AJ kicks him. AJ goes for Orton's second rope draping DDT, stealing his move like on the video game, and he nails it. AJ wastes some time. The show's off while Orton is down. AJ drops to the mat and ready for the RKO like Orton would. Orton gets up, but Orton blocks his own RKO. AJ comes right back and nails the Pele kick to the head. AJ waits for Orton to get up again. Orton blocks the RKO again and kicks AJ to the mat. Orton mocks AJ and calls for a Styles Clash. Orton nails AJ Styles Clash in the middle of the ring. But AJ kicks out at 2. Fan chant for the RKO now. Orton plays to the crowd for more cheers. Orton drops to the mat, ready, but AJ blocks it and rolls him up for a 2 count. Orton rolls through and hits an RKO on AJ. Drew immediately runs into the ring and levels Orton with a Claymore and pins AJ for the win. After the match, Drew stands tall for a pop as the music plays. We go to replays. Drew stands tall in the corner as Lawler predicts him to win the Rumble match later this month. We go to the commercial, and by the way, it's only 2 weeks away. Back for the break, and he announces tonight's 5th fight. We see last week's event that led to tonight's first ever match. And by the way, that's your main event. And we see the Authors of Japan warming up backstage when Seth Rollins walks in. He hopes that they are excited about tonight, as he is, because opportunities like this don't come along often. Rollins says, "This will say, if you're not with them, you're against them." Rollins goes on about fate and how no one can stop them. Rollins says, "This is unstoppable. This is the destiny of Raw. And he sacrificed more than anyone can understand to guarantee that the destiny remains intact." Rollins goes on and says, "Tonight they will show the world what happens when you don't embrace the vision of the Monday Night Messiah." His new nickname. Ricochet versus Mojo Rawley was up next. We go back to the ring. Out first comes Ricochet to a pop. Back to the commercial. Back for the ring. Out comes Mojo. As Ricochet looks on, Mojo hits the ring, talks trash. Bell rings and Mojo immediately goes for a running big boot, but misses. They tangle some, and Mojo sends Ricochet down first. They go at it, and Ricochet takes Mojo down with a head scissors. Then they'll drop kick. Mojo turns it around and keeps Ricochet down while talking trash. Mojo throws Ricochet over the top, but lands on the apron. More back and forth before Ricochet sends Mojo out to the floor. Mojo comes back, but Ricochet sends him back to the floor. Ricochet runs the ropes and leaps out, taking Mojo back down for a pop. Ricochet brings him back in the ring, springboards in, but Mojo moves. They run the ropes and Mojo levels Ricochet for a close 2 count. Mojo with a shoulder thrust in the corner. Mojo scoops Ricochet and slams him to the mat. Mojo with a big running splash in the corner as Ricochet goes back to the mat. They take a hold and coming out of the corner. Ricochet nails a big kick to the forehead. Ricochet springboards in with a crossbody, but Mojo catches him. Mojo puts Ricochet on his shoulders, but Ricochet counters and slides out. Ricochet nails the recoil for a pop. Ricochet goes back to the top and nails the 630 for the win. After the match, Ricochet stands tall as the music plays. We go to replays. We go backstage to the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. They hype tonight's show, and they want all the smoke. Then they send us to Charlotte Flair's entrance. Charlotte Flair versus Sarah Logan. We go back to the ring. Out comes Charlotte Flair as Mike Rome does ring introductions. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Flair looks on as Sarah Logan makes her way out. We see replays from last week where Logan and Flair fought, and Logan disrespected the road. The bell rings and Flair immediately levels Logan with a running boot to the face. Flair goes for Logan, but she scrambles to the floor to regroup. Flair stands tall in the ring and taunts Logan as the referee counts. Flair follows as they brawl on the outside. Logan rams Flair into the apron. Flair more big chops as the fans woo with her. They continue brawling around and tangling into the barrier as the referee counts. Flair barely makes it in before the 10 count. They go at it again, and Flair puts Logan down first. Flair goes for the figure 4 and locks it in. Flair then transitions to figure 8, middle ring, and gets an easy win. More like a squash match. After the match, Flair stands tall over Logan as the music starts up. Flair calls for her robe, a different robe from last week, and puts it on while still standing over Logan. Flair grabs Logan and tosses her over the top rope to the floor as if they were in the Rumble already. Still to come, Becky Lynch and Asuka sign their Rumble contracts. Also, first fist fight, main event. Plus, an appearance by WWE Champion Brock Lesnar. Back to commercial. Back to the right, Kevin Owens is talking to Samoa Joe about tonight's main event. Owens is a bit stressed. Joe tells him to relax because they've got his big fist on their side. Joe says his fist needs to reintroduce itself to Seth Rollins tonight. We go to ring. Out comes Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Heyman takes the mic, mocks the locals before giving the grand introductions. A "you suck" chant breaks out from the crowd. Heyman and Lesnar exit the ring. It looks like they're leaving because of the chant. Fans boo them some more. Lesnar says something to Heyman on the ramp, and he's not happy. But we can't hear what he says. Heyman goes to speak, but the boos get louder. Heyman announces that his client does not suck. They both march back into the ring. Lesnar in his ring and raises the WWE title in the air, but fans continue to boo. Lesnar says something else to Heyman, but we can't hear. Heyman says, "We're going to start over." He counts down 3, 2, 1 and begins his introduction again as the fans continue. Lesnar raises the title at the end of the intro again, but the boos pick up. Heyman talks about how they announced last week that Lesnar will be entering the Rumble match in the number 1 spot. Heyman says that was not a prediction, it was a spoiler. He says his spoilers show that there is a new streak in WWE, not that old streak, but his new streak of spoilers, which all come to life because they are written by, encouraged by, enabled by, implemented by, and executed by Brock Lesnar. Heyman goes on about how Lesnar won't just ease through the Rumble to a win. He will conquer and dominate. He will prove that anyone who doubts Heyman's spoilers is wrong. Heyman goes on, and with more of the same stuff, he always says, until the music interrupts, out comes WWE 24 champion, 24/7 champion, R-Truth. And what happens when you get interrupted? When you interrupt Brock Lesnar? Suplex City. Truth enters the ring as Lesnar stares him down. Truth is glad Heyman called him out here because he's about to set it off. Truth says Lesnar may be the favorite to win the Rumble, but his childhood hero John Cena told him to never give up. Fans popped at Cena's name. Truth announced that the 24/7, 487, 711, I-95 South, and Kentucky European TV champion is officially in the Rumble. Now, Lesnar is just laughing at Truth. Truth goes on and mentions Heyman going over the top rope in the match. Lesnar continues just to laugh at Truth's comedies. Heyman informs Truth that he's not in the match, but Truth will have to go to face with Brock Lesnar. Truth clarifies with Heyman about Heyman not being in the match. My bad, Truth says. Truth officially undeclares his spot in the Rumble now, and he wasn't listening to Paul. Truth says Heyman talks a lot, and his mouth has a motor on it. Truth says Heyman also keeps giving away spoilers. Truth doesn't like spoilers. Truth isn't in the Rumble and doesn't want Brock Lesnar taking him to Chewy Falls City. Heyman corrects him. It's Suplex City. Heyman yells that Truth isn't funny and nobody likes him. Lesnar steps up closer to Truth now, almost nose to nose. Truth asks him, "What's up?" Truth then dances some and backsteps and does his jumping split as the music starts to back up. Truth keeps asking, "What's up?" and dancing continues until Lesnar drops him with a big shot. Lesnar drops Truth again with an F5 in the middle ring. Lesnar grabs the 24/7 title and laughs like he's about to pin him. He then tosses it on top of Truth, drops the title on him, and then basically leaves. Lesnar takes the mic and says, "That's what's up." Lesnar's music hits, and him and Heyman march back to the back. We'll go to replays. Lesnar and Heyman head to the back, stopping to look back at Truth in the ring. As we go back to commercial, back to the right, we'll see what Brock did to R-Truth. Truth is being helped up the ramp to the back. Mojo Rawley runs down the ramp after he just lost his match previously and levels R-Truth with a big shot. Mojo covers to win the 24/7 title. Mojo stands tall with the title and talks trash about how anyone could come to get the title from him if they want, but he's not going anywhere. We see a video from earlier in the day of Charlie Caruso interviewing Lana and Bobby Lashley. As they arrive to the arena, Lana complains about what happened at their recent wedding and the ceremony last week. Lana says they have decided on 2 resolutions for 2020. They've accepted that the fact that everyone, including Charlie, is jealous of their love and success. Number 2, they are going to crush Rusev. They walk away and end the segment. Bobby Lashley versus Rusev. What's up next? Go back to the ring. Out first to Bobby Lashley with Lana. Back to commercial. Back to the ring. Out comes Rusev. Who is all business tonight? The bell rings and they go at it. Rusev alone as they go to the corner. Lashley turns around and goes for a 2 count. Lashley keeps control as Lana looks on from ringside. All smiles. Lashley with more offense in the corner. Rusev finally turns around and unloads with a quick strike all over Lashley. Fans cheer Rusev on. Rusev levels Lashley with a clothesline next. Rusev with a running splash in the corner. Rusev with a suplex in the middle of the ring. Lana looks a bit frustrated at ringside now. Rusev clubs Lashley down against the ropes and kicks him. Rusev with another big shot to the back. Rusev with thrust in the corner now. Rusev tries to get the crowd riled up for another suplex in the middle of the ring. Rusev kicks Lashley into another corner. Rusev talks some trash and puts Lashley's head around in the corner as the referee warns him. Rusev and Lana has some words now. Rusev goes back to the corner and beats on Lashley. Rusev whips Lashley across the ring, runs with a boot to the face. Rusev counters Lashley and drops him again for a close 2 count. Lashley goes to the floor for a breather as Lana screams out, telling him to get it together. Lashley comes back in after a thump to the eye. Lashley knocks Rusev out of the ring. Referee counts. Lashley tries to go out, but the referee stops him. Lashley makes his way out anyway, runs around the ring and hits a big spear on the floor. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Lashley continues to dominate. Lashley slams Rusev in the middle of the ring. Lashley fights Rusev off his leg with an elbow. Lashley drops Rusev in the corner and then wraps his knee around the ring post. Lana looks on and smiles. Rusev finally makes a big comeback and nails a small drop in the middle of the ring. Some fans chant Rusev Day as the Bulgarian Brute continues the momentum. Rusev with a belly-to-belly suplex out of the corner for another pop. Rusev waits but misses his Machka kick as Lashley moves. Rusev eats a German suplex, comes right back up to his feet, staring Lashley down. Rusev levels Lashley with a Machka kick again as the fans cheer him on. More back and forth. Lana provides a distraction as Lashley takes a knee out. They both end up in the middle of the ring now. Liv Morgan comes down the ramp and meets Lana at ringside. They stare each other down. Liv dares Lana to hit her. Lana stalls and then grabs a drink from the fan in the front row. She splashes it in Liv's face, decks her, and launches her to bear. Lana talks trash to Liv while she's down. Lana takes advantage of the distraction. Lashley takes advantage of the distraction from the ring, levels Rusev with his spear, and pins him for the win. After the match, music plays. Lana and Lashley exit to the stage. They kiss, and they hit it back as we go to replays. Rusev and Liv recover as we go back to commercial. Back from the break, Charlie Caruso backstage when Bobby Lashley and Lana walk up. Lashley talks about beating Rusev, and Lana says they have a bigger problem now, Liv Morgan. She goes on about Liv disrespecting her, and then issues a challenge for next Monday. A big tag team match against Liv and Rusev. Lashley asks what the heck she's doing. Lana says no one tries to intimidate her because she's a celebrity and a supermodel. Lashley can't believe that they have to go through this again. Lashley walks off as Lana continues ranting about how no one will stop her because she's special and famous. Not Liv, not Lashley, no one. Open challenge, Viking Raiders versus the Singh Brothers. We go to ring, out comes Raw Tag Team Champions and Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar. Rome announces that this is an open challenge. Eric takes the mic and says, new week, same story. Anyone who challenges them gets put down. They have proven their dominance through the entire Raw Tag Team division. Ivar says tonight they dare any team to try stop them. Let their raid begin. They both say as they toss the mics, music hits, and out comes the Singh brothers. Sunil Singh and Samir Singh. Sunil and Samir dance at ringside and sing on their way to the ring as the champs look on. Vikings surround them at ringside. They waste time. Eric and Ivar drop the brothers at ringside by launching them into each other. Ivar slams Sunil in the ring. Samir also gets dropped. Eric slams Ivar on top of both opponents in the middle of the ring. Sunil gets hit with a Viking experience for the win. After the match, Eric and Ivar stand tall as the meeting plays, and we go to replays. We go backstage to Rusev and Liv Morgan. He goes on about how Lana and Bobby Lashley deserve each other, and he will fight them next week. Liv says she doesn't make promises she can't keep. So here's a promise. She is living the embodiment of Lana's karma, and that karma is a B word. The match is apparently official for next Monday as we go to commercial. Back to the break, Vic sends us to Lawler, already in the ring, where the table and chairs for a contract signing are set up. Lawler brings out Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch first. Lawler asks if she wants to say something about her Royal Rumble match, but she doesn't speak and take a seat at the table. While WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Kabuki Warriors are out next. Asuka with Kairi Sane. Asuka speaks some in Japanese and then sits down. Sane talks Becky with her umbrella, and Becky grabs it, intimidating Sane to leave the ring. They both sign the contract. Becky says, "May the best woman win." Asuka suddenly spits her mist in Becky's face. Becky goes on as Asuka talks trash in Japanese. Asuka and Sane exit the ring as Liv screams out in pain. Medics rush over to tend to Becky as the Kabuki Warriors head up the ramp. Smiling and laughing, back at the man, we go to replays. Lynch is still in pain, but she's demanding the microphone. Fans chant her name. Lynch finally gets the mic after they have cleaned most of the mist off. Lynch says the awards and acclaims are just poison for someone who likes to fight like her. She goes on and says Asuka is the most dangerous woman she's ever faced. Becky goes on with the threats and says if she has to go down again to Asuka at the Rumble, she's going down swinging, and she swears to God she will take Asuka down with her. She smacked at the camera and tosses the mic. Then heads to the back as the medics continue to check on her. Back to commercial. Back from a break, we see what happened last week when Rey Mysterio attacked the U.S. champion Andrade after Rey had his match snatched off. Rey versus Andrade for the title in a ladder match is announced for next week. Schreiber is backstage with Andrade and Zelina. Vega interrupts and says Schreiber isn't qualified to speak to them. Vega goes on about Rey and how they will win once again next week. Charlie is backstage with Rey now. He runs Andrade down and mentions how Andrade tried to take out Humberto Carrillo previously. Rey is all for the idea of a ladder match. Rey says he's not only taking back his title next week, but more importantly, he's taking it back from Andrade. Which Vic Joseph leads us to a video page on the feud between Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. Which is up next. Back to the ring, out first from Aleister Black. Another commercial break before the third TV meeting between these two. Back to the break, out comes Buddy Murphy as Black waits in the ring. The bell rings and they continue staring each other down. They meet in the middle of the ring, taunting each other while talking trash. Black levels Murphy with a huge back elbow first. They go at it. Black unloads, but Murphy with a big kick. They stop and stare each other down, but Black comes back with more kicks. Murphy goes to the 4-4 breather, and Black follows, beating Murphy around the ringside area. Murphy fights back, but Black kicks him against the barrier. Black brings him back to the ring. Murphy kicks him in the head, sending him back to the mat. Murphy goes to the floor to regroup again. Black follows and kicks Murphy in the head. Black fights Murphy up the ramp. Now as the referee counts, Murphy drops back on the ramp as he lands hard on the steel. Murphy sends Black into the barrier. Murphy breaks the count and goes right back to work, beating Black around the ringside area. Black fights back with a kick, but Murphy stays on top of him. Murphy goes to the top of the barrier, but Black kicks him off with a big kick, sending Murphy to the floor. Black brings him back in the ring. For one count, they tangle in the ring again. Black with a kick from the apron. Black goes to the top, but lands on his feet from a stomp attempt. Murphy counters again and drop kicks Black, sending him hard into the corner and the post. Murphy with a hard suplex from the ramp and the corner to the floor. Hitting the barrier, we go to commercial with Murphy in control on the floor. Back to the right, they tangle on the floor. Black with a big stomp on the outside. Black with a running knee to the face against the barrier. Next, Black brings it back into the ring and goes to work with kicks and running knees to the side of the face. As fans chant, this is awesome. Black stands tall with Murphy face down in the middle of the ring now. Black looks for the black mask, but Murphy avoids it. Black blocks Murphy's off. Murphy with a roll up with a handful of tights, but the referee catches him. More back and forth now. Murphy goes to dive out of the ring, but Black runs back in and levels Murphy with another big knee. Murphy fights back in from a ring apron. Black blocks a shot into the ring post and keeps fighting back with strikes. Black goes for the second rope, but Murphy rocks him with a knee to the face to send him down. Murphy goes up top, but Black jumps for a superplex. Murphy avoids it and sends him to the mat with a counter. Black jumps back up to the top and kicks Murphy down to the floor. Murphy lands hard and it's out. Referee counts, but Murphy crawls back in. Fans pop as they stare each other down from the mat. They get up and start unloading on each other with strikes. Murphy runs to a stiff kick into the head. Black hits a springboard, but Murphy nails him on the way down. Murphy hits Murphy's all, but Black gets his foot on the bottom rope to make it a 2 count. Fan chat, this is awesome again. Murphy tries for another Murphy's all, but Black looks to be out, and Murphy is having trouble moving him. Murphy taunts Black and goes for the black mask, but Black ducks it and drops Murphy with a black mask for a 2 count. Barely getting it with a huge black mask while Murphy is on his knees now. Black covers for the win to win the 4th match over Murphy. After the match, back talks, the music plays, we go to replays. Frustrated Murphy sits up against the barrier. On the outside is Black stares at the camera from the ring. So to come, first ever fist fight, back to commercial. Back for the break. Lesnar is confirmed for next week's Go Home Raw. Not in a match though. Eric Rowan versus Enhancement Talent. We go to the ring, out comes Eric Rowan with a mystery cage. We see Buddy Murphy still against the barrier in the days at ringside. There's another Enhancement Talent waiting in the ring now for Rowan. Charlie Caruso goes over to Murphy against the barrier for tonight for comments, but he's not interested in talking. The bell rings and Rowan tosses the jobber out of the ring. Rowan keeps control and goes over to his pet cage, but it looks like whatever is in the cage bites him on the hand. Rowan comes back in and nails a big running splash in the corner. Rowan with an iron claw slam in the middle of the ring for an easy win. After the match, Rowan stands tall when his music plays. He hits it back with a cage. Fist fight, big show. Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins in the Austin Payne. Back for the break, it's time for the main event as Big Show makes his way out first. Joe was suddenly attacked at ringside by Seth Rollins and Austin Payne, Akam, and Razor. Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens run down with Kendo 6 to make the save while Owens' music plays. The bell rings and Joe brings Rollins into the ring to beat him up. Joe with a Kendo 6 shot. Joe grabs the table and leads it up in the corner. We see Joe and Akam brawling behind the announcers while Razor and Owens brawl on the stage. Joe with a big chop to Rollins at ringside. Rollins counters Joe and sends him into the ring post. We see Owens run up the LED curve of the stage and leaps off, taking down Joe and AOP on the side of the stage. Joe runs the stage and puts Akam through a table off the side of the stage. For a big pop, Joe beats Rollins back out of the ring. We see Buddy Murphy still at ringside. Well, that move that Samoa Joe did, you know how skateboarders come up the curve ramp? He did exactly that. Got some part 2 of this video as you get your main event. conclusion. They were against the barrier in a daze, staring off. Rollins begs for him for help as Show yanks him back into the ring. Show with a choke slam in the middle of the ring for another pop. Show ready for the hit knockout punch to Rollins, but Murphy runs into a low blow from behind. Rollins is shot. Rollins and Murphy team up to put Show to the table in the corner now. Rollins is still shocked at Murphy's help. Rezar pikes Owens to the stage, but Joe makes a save. Akama and Rezar beat Joe on top of the announce table. Owens fights back, but AOP grabs him and chokeslams him through Joe and the announce table at once. We go back to the ring, and Show is trying to get up. Rollins goes for a stomp, for the curb stomp, but Show sends him into the corner. Show launches Murphy over the top rope to the floor now. Show with a shot to Rollins in the corner. Show climbs up, but AOP runs in and attacks from behind. AOP powerbombs Show from the corner to the mat. Murphy comes back in and picks Show up into position, allowing Rollins to nail the stomp on Show in the middle of the ring. Referee calls the match as all three members of Team Big Show are sealed down. Winners of the match, that's Rollins and AOP. After the match, Rollins celebrates and hugs AOP as his music hits. Rollins stares down Murphy now. Rollins opens his arms for the embrace, and Murphy thinks about it for just a second. Murphy hugs Rollins back and says some words to him in his ear. Lawler says the Monday Night Messiah must have new disciples now. A new disciple now. Rollins, Murphy, and AOP stand tall together in the middle of the ring, raising their arms in midair. We go to replays. Team Rollins continues standing tall over Big Show as we see him trying to recover. Big hypes Monday's Go Home edition of Raw. Raw goes off the air with Rollins, Murphy, Akama, and Rezar standing together in the middle of the ring. And that concludes my results for WWE main event, Raw, and your NXT UK results for this week. Thanks and peace out. See you in one minute. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.